As a developer, during our automation, we use certain set of logging such as info, error, or trace. So UiPath has an interesting features or a panel which is called the output panel. If you click on the output panel, you will see there are certain number of tabs and UiPath displays all the available logs like this, right? So you can just click like this and you can toggle between the different set of logs. So for example, if I only want to see the trace, I click on this button. I want to see only info, I click here. I want to see the warnings, error, and you can just toggle here. One interesting feature is you can always click on this button to see the timestamp, and the most important one, you can always export all these things to a logs by clicking on this button. So whenever I click on this button, it says export the logs. Let me click on the save, and the logs are displayed. So whenever you are having a process which is having more than one transaction and a complex one, you can use this output text and you can do a control plus F, and you can get all set of information from here. I am having a simple automation in front of me. First number 100, second number 200, sum is equal to first number plus second number, and printing the sum in the right line. Let me go ahead and put a breakpoint on the assign activity of the sum. Let me go ahead and click on debug the file. Now assume that this automation is a real-time automation, and during the debug you realize that you have to change the value of the first number and the second number. Now it can be any variable. So I do not have to rerun the automation from starting. You can always come to the locals. You will see in front of the variables, you will see this pencil icon. You just have to click on this button and you can just change the value from 100 to let's say 4500 and click OK. Now if you'll notice, the local panel has been updated successfully. You can always go ahead and change the second number also. It was 200. Now you can always change it to let's say 400, 345 something. Now if you'll go ahead and click on the step into, you will see the sum will be calculated as per the new numbers, and if you'll go ahead and it will print the sum also. So this is helpful when you are debugging the flow and you realize that you don't want the value which the automation is bringing and you want to test with some different value. So all you have to do is come to the locals and change the variable. This is applicable to all the variables like boolean, string thing. You can just come here in the locals and you can just change the values. Assuming that I am writing an automation and I have to validate whether the folder E UiPath log folder is available or not. If this folder is available, I want to do the next set of operation. How in UiPath we can validate if a folder is available or not? UiPath has an activity called path exist. Drag and drop the activity from the part type, select the folder, give the path of the folder in double quotes. In the properties, you will see it is returning a boolean variable that will give true and false if this folder exists or not. Let me drag and drop a write line. I'll print the output variable. Let me go here and run the file. Now if we'll go to the output, it says true. The same concept can be used if you want to validate whether the file is available or not. I will come back to UiPath Studio, change this to file, pass a file path, save everything, run the automation, and this file is available here. So UiPath gives me true. Let me change the file name to the file which does not exist. I'll go here, run the file. In the output, you will see the file does not exist. So this is how you can use the file exist activity for both folder and the file. For a beginner in the technology, the first question is where should I start learning the RPA and which are the courses I should enroll on. So if you will navigate to academy.uipath.com, UiPath has sorted that thing for us. So now if you'll come here, you will say if you are new to RPA, start your journey here. So all you have to do is come to academy.uipath.com and click on this button which says start here. It will navigate you to this page in the RPA starter thing. You will get to know about the RPA. You will get to know about the platform. You will be able to build your first automation and you get a diploma of completion. Also, in case if you are not new to the technology and want to get certified, you can always come here and click on this button. If you will just look in the website further, you will see that it has categorized all the things in a manner that you can directly come here and start. So for example, if you are someone who is coming from a business analyst background, you can always come here and click on this button and you can get start your RPA journey. Similarly, it has a set of course which is popular in UiPath Academy, such as the data services, the task capture, the action center, and the document understanding. So all you have to do is come to academy.uipath.com and start your RPA journey. I am in my UiPath studio and I have an automation open in front of me. I have created this many variables and I have created some arguments here. During my automation, I realized that I should have made this as argument and not as variables. Now what should I do, right? So UiPath has an option where you can easily convert a variable to the argument by just right clicking on it and convert to argument. Now you will see the transaction item is changed to an argument. Similar concept is available when you have created an argument and you feel like this should be a variable. You can always right click and convert to variable. Now that will be available as a variable. This functionality of converting a variable to argument or argument to variable is not only restricted to a single variable or an argument. You can always go ahead and hit control key and then keep on clicking the item. So for example, 3 item I have selected. Now if you will just right click and convert it to argument, so all the 3 variables now would be available in the argument. Vice versa, if you want to again convert everything to the variable, you can just click the control key, select the click with the mouse and then right click to convert everything to a variable at once. While developing any process in UiPath Studio and working as a developer, we tend to create more and more variables. So for example, if I have created this variable, I just create variable, we create temporary variables, and sometimes we create unnecessary variable as well. But as a best practice, we should always clean our workflow. So how can we get rid of the unused variable? So UiPath has a very interesting feature which is called the remove unused variable. So if you will see, I have this many variables, variable 1, 2, 3 for all this, and they are not getting referenced anywhere. So you can simply go here and click on this button which says remove unused variables, and UiPath will do the job for you. It will remove all the unused variables for you. So whenever now before publishing a project, always make sure that you remove all the unused variables and make your code clean. One of the best practices in UiPath is having an organized code. If you will see in front of me, there is a code which is a long piece of code. So how can you organize the code in UiPath? A quick way is to have a separate workflow for separate things. So as of now, if you will see, there is an open browser and then there is a block for data extraction. What you can do is you can always right click on the data abstraction and extract as workflow. Give it a suitable name, hit create. Now you will notice in the project a separate XAML is created, data extractions.xaml, and in the place of the extraction there is a invoke workflow activity which is already pulled out by the UiPath, and this XAML is separate. So this is how you organize your code better. We all know the importance of variables and arguments in UiPath, and as a developer on daily basis we have to create a lot of variable and argument. Is there a shortcut? Yes. To create a variable, hit Ctrl plus K, give the variable name, and the variable will be created. Similarly, to create an argument, hit Ctrl plus M, name the argument, and the argument will be created for you. This shortcut is also useful whenever you are having an activity and you are not sure about the return type. You can always go to the properties, in the output hit Ctrl plus K and give the variable name. Now go back to the variable pane and you will see the correct variable type is automatically selected by UiPath for you. How cool is that? Assuming that I have to write an automation where I have to click on this button file. Okay, so let me go ahead and click indicate on screen and I will point it to this file button. Right now, if I want to have a delay of let's say 5 seconds before the click activity, so one way is to use the delay activity. You can drag and drop the delay activity here. You can go to the properties, specify 5 seconds and it will do the work. Do we have an alternative? Yes, you can always go to the activity, go to the properties, and you will have two properties which is called the delay before and delay after. Now if you want to have a delay of 5 seconds before clicking on this item instead of using the hard-coded delay, what you can do is you can always use this delay before activity. So I have for 5 seconds I will put 5000, and if I want to have a delay of 6 seconds after, I will just put 6000, because if you will just hover, it says the timeout is in 300 milliseconds. I am in my UiPath Studio and assuming that I am writing an automation and I have to use this activity called get attribute, but I don't know much about this activity. How can I do that, right? So you can always go here, right click on the activity, click on the help, and it will directly navigate you to docs.uipath.com and you can read about the official documentation of the activity which you have selected. How cool is that, right? So that is applicable to a plain sequence as well. For example, if you want to know more about the sequence, you can always go here, click on the help, and it will redirect you to docs.uipath.com and you can read about the sequences. Visit my YouTube channel for more of the awesome videos. Thank you for watching and happy automation.